Okay, let's see what I can do today. Here we go. One second here. There we go. Okay. Let's see what I can do. That's a pretty good looking character. Not gonna lie to you.
Mic off. Mic on.
Alright. I'm pretty close to getting where I want to be, character-wise. Oh, there we go. Almost 25. Heresy's a little on the tougher side for me right now, but I think it'll be a worthwhile endeavor to get the XP I need. And I feel like I'm finally starting to get a hang of this build I've been working on with the Hive Scum. So, we'll see how we go. Need to get me a nice, crisp Coke Zero. Alright. Let's see, we got what looks to be a veteran, 2 Hive Scum, and a Psyker. I think a Psyker. Could be wrong. I didn't actually look at the symbol. I'm going off of drip alone, boys. No, I was probably Zealot.
So you all survived the landing? Good.
We need to do this fast. That would be good.
Do not rush them, Oscar.
I don't know that I've done this
Mistakes
before.
might happen.
Easy for you
Oh, no,
to
I've
say.
done this mission.
It's
I'm not
me
used
that
to
moral
this
friendly.
starting dialogue.
No amount of surgery can remove vertigo. I know. I was right.
Perhaps you should let Stephanie smooth the fear away.
Kind of, but I like to know my own thoughts. You got me! Let it be so!
They're already dead. Just slashing around the slash.
You will tell me these salvageable body parts. They're always useful.
All right.
And join in the party! Go nail the air! Frank had no power. That's what I was told.
Stephanie is sure that we will soon know for certain. Stephanie believes that you are nearly as amazing
I'll need to figure out and get a more powerful one here soon. I've never been a huge fan of the braced weaponry. All right.
The commanders are lifeless. How
The
not?
world needs more Darktide.
But the
Yeah, Driven Herb, I have to say, I really do enjoy this game quite a bit. It is a fantastic game, in my opinion. Which is, of all the Warhammer games that are out there, I love Space Marine. I think Space Marine is a great game, but I do have to say, I think Space Marine does one thing very well in power fantasy. Being Space Marine is fantastic. Work on my aim. Thank you, Josh. So nice and kind to me. Appreciate that for you. But what this game does really well is deeper exploration of the universe as a whole. It gives you a much better picture of what it's like to be in. I say that, I'm not slicing through an entire horde of zombies with a combat knife, but, you know, still a really deep exploration of, like, a heist as a whole. This game is so good. Ah, damn. My volume's a little low. I'll work on that. Let's see RDS. I'm not using my normal microphone, so bear with me. Give me 1 second and I'll balance it real fast.
On the shearing time, see?
You love this damn game. It's not perfect, but it's most we've had it in a long time. This game is really good. I go through bouts of like not wanting to play it a little on the samey side, but I think it's just I go so hard on this game when I, damn, when I do. Not wrong button. But it is a really solid game. I have to. It is one of the most fun Warhammer games out there. In my humble opinion.
Don't say I never give you nothing!
Your device is working.
I need to work on getting my wounds up on this class. I had to restart when I got on the PC because I swapped from Xbox, and it's a bit of a grind getting everything back up to where it was, but I'm having a lot of fun. And the Hive Scum, of all the classes, I really enjoy the Hive Scum quite a bit. Wow. Going on straight up this. Have you tried playing the Hive Scum at all? Yeah? Public lobbies are like a box market, I have to agree. You kind of swing pretty wildly in terms of like quality of teammates. I had a situation yesterday actually where I had basically an Ogre who thought he could just power through everything and got everybody killed, which is one of my favorite things to do.
Look for weak points! Grenade! Extend!
The device has been used.
Kind of sneaky for the other classes. Yeah, my favorite ones are probably going to be Zealot, Hive Scum, and Arbitrator are kind of tied at the moment. I really enjoy Hive Scum quite a bit. It's a really, really nice class. Get over there, damn it. There it goes. try putting that down. I'm boosting my audio as best I can. I'm just gonna try to move it a little closer to my face and see if that helps. And I'll drop the game volume down ever so slightly. And see if that works.
Is it functioning? Yes, I think.
Didn't realize I was streaming. No worries, Luna. I was kind of on a whim this morning. I was like, you know, I've got some time. I was going to do some gaming today anyway. I thought I'd go ahead and hop in and just do like a surprise gaming stream before I head over to Guthrie today. So, just thought I'd do a little grinding on Darktide. I'm getting pretty close on getting my Hive Scum up to... level 30. I'm at 21, I think. And I've been really wanting to get everything leveled up so I could do Beyond the Hive City content, because I hear it's a lot of fun. Ah, too late. Much better? That's good. You like Zealot, Ogren, and Psyker? I have to say, Ogren is very fun for me, but it's a little on the gimmicky side. It's just probably not for me. Like overall, but I do enjoy Ogren when I get to play. Who doesn't like going to rock at a mutant mid-charge and killing him? But Hive Scum has been a lot of fun. I don't have any good guns on Hive Scum right now because I've over-leveled compared to what I have. But the dual pistols or dual machine pistols are a lot of fun. A lot of fun. But I haven't tried the needle pistol yet. I have a needle pistol. I'll probably equip it. I don't know if it's any good or not. It looks like a lot of fun, and I've been leaning into it right now. I'm trying to level up some penances and get high chemical build, which has been a lot of fun. But of course, oh god damn it, the cat's caught in the power strip. Yeah, he just pulled it now. I'm not even looking at the screen. I'm just swinging my blade for no reason. Oh shit. Wow, that just happened. I'm best when playing team support. The Ogren can pick people up so quickly. Yeah, it's fair. That is very fair. You know, one of my favorite builds on the veteran, I'm going to die because I got eaten by a plague Ogren. One of my favorite builds to do with like the guardsman is to go with like a stealth build so I can just sprint through undetected and pick people up, which is a lot of fun. And then you get higher backstab damage. My favorite weapon to use in the entire game in terms of melee so far will be that and the chainsword is the combat knife. But I really love the combat knife because I love the bleed builds you can do for it. So one of my favorite weapons of all time, I had it on every single class, is I had on the Xbox like a god rolled combat knife on every class that had the, what are they called, the lacerate, oh shit, I wasn't even standing next to my controller. You started painting a Siege Claw with Rad Cleanser. Came with your Moirax, so you can option swap out. Oh, that's really cool. Anyway, I like to, like, every time I do a non-critical hit, like a non-weak spot hit, I get bleed damage on enemies. If I get a critical hit, I get bleed damage. And one of the cool perks that you can do with a high stim build on a Hive Scum that I have not, like I haven't seen before, is every critical hit I get with them, I do chemical damage. So now I can do bleed damage and chemical damage all at the same time. The bleed stacks, they are very satisfying. Gunners are also not satisfying. You are correct.
Don't make any account of blessings or curses. Fight, you die. That's it. Military station.
Yeah. I'm not gonna take that. Reg has got less health than I do. Oh, Jesus.
Lovely, lovely skin.
Alrighty. Last time we did this map on this difficulty, I had like 4 demon hosts. So I think I... Well, I hear whispering. I can't tell if that's a demon host or not. Oh, Jesus, Trapper. Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus.
God damn, today is just not his fucking day, man. Holy shit.
Emperor's throne. I've missed being in the field.
It's your obsessions not take you into mercy comes for you.
Classic. Yeah, Trappered and then Poxburstered in the flames. There we are. Yeah, that's not fun.
Get over here! Now!
Are you fucking... I'm fucking raging now.
No choice. We go down.
I'm not gonna do that.
I like it. Perish.
We're gonna go to range for a while.
As long as we're getting dead, where's the arm? Right to side.
These operators are the only secret way to keep this part of Tesco. Not at all.
Well, this has been a lot of fun. No, yeah, I'm fucking...
Let's go! Inbound! Only in death!
Oh well. On the bright side, at the very least, you get to actually be able to pay attention to things going on around me in the house.
You aren't finished yet. Not that I'm complete.
Well, Luna, I'm excited to see that you got your rad cleanse that you're working on with your siege claw. I think that's pretty cool. Once you get it finished, you should definitely post some pictures in the Discord. That'd be awesome. I like seeing your Moirax progress. God damn it.
That ain't no way to be friendly! You want speed?
Face judgment.
There we go.
Onward!
I'm not gonna stay here. I'm getting shot already.
How's a body supposed to enjoy itself if they run?
Reload. Yep, I'm ready. There's another crusher on me. Go up to my gun. There we go. There we are.
You dopey lot!
Yeah, I'm gonna swap characters. I can't do this. Not on my hive scum. I'm just bringing the team down, and I'm not being a good teammate by doing that. So I need to swap characters for a bit. I don't think I can handle heresy on my character. Being 22 is not high enough level to be able to do anything, unfortunately, on heresy. When you're playing a character you don't fully understand, and I'm just being a detriment at that point. Well, I'll swap around real quick. Change characters. Be actually good at the game for once. Change operative. There we go. Swap over here to my arbitrator. Well, how's everyone else doing today? First game of the day, not doing so well for me, but that's all right. I'm used to having to struggle a little bit. It's a tough class. You're not wrong. I love the class as a whole. I just can't manage to get my head around a lot of the mechanics for it. So far, the chemical stuff, the interplay between like the stim stuff on it is actually really good. I have to say, it is very nice, synergistic. What am I running on this character again? Oh, I'm running a standard shock maul? Why am I running just a straight shock maul? I guess I could run a combat axe. My favorite one to run is the suppression shield, I have to admit. This is one of the best guns in the game, in my opinion. I love the Exterminator shotgun. I don't know if anyone else, if you've had a chance to run with it yet or not. I mean, the class has been out for a while. I'm assuming you have. It is a ton of fun. But I don't see that I have. Here, now that I'm 30, let's go swap some stuff around. One of my favorite weapons in this game, for this class in particular.
Unit ready to serve.
Let's see, it's pretty high power. Better than the one I have.
Purchase approved.
Yes. The subductor shot pistol.
Completed.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This whole game is just like well made. It's a shame that it languished for so long between major updates and kind of just stagnated for a while because a lot of people dipped pretty early. But I think they've crawled themselves back. I loved Vermintide. You're a sucker for a shield and pistol? Yes, I agree. I am also a sucker for a shield and pistol. It is a lot of fun. Yeah, I'll run a standard looking RBDs. I like that. Does anyone else think? Because I know I got made fun of a lot. The double Aquila helmet with like the double wings, it looks kind of goofy. I'm not gonna lie. I love it because it's so ostentatious, but it is so stupid. And then you've got like the single one, which doesn't look as bad, but it's still kind of on the goofy side of things. I like just the standard like mic with antenna on the side on a personal note. But the whole design here is just great. Yeah, we'll just run this. I like this. Also, who doesn't love a good doggo? Because good doggo is best doggo. Alright. Let's redeem myself a little bit and prove that I can actually play the game for once. And I might drop it down. Just oh, from Damnation? Yeah, we're definitely going to drop it down. We're definitely going to just go back down to Heresy and see if I can handle this. Alrighty. Let's try this again. I do not know what the name of that Ogren is, but it is a name.
Our orders are to drive the heretics from a designated sector of Throneside. There is an old Aegis station in Enclave on Barros. We take it as our beachhead and hold for reinforcements. Interrogator Rannick entrusted me with this mission. I speak with his voice as he speaks with Brendel's. Do not forget that.
All right. Well, thank you, Sister Preen. All right. Every time they come in here, I swear to God that orchestral singing, they're singing Kali Ma at the end, and it just makes me think of Temple of Doom.
Raise the mess! No life without mess!
We must channel the spirit of Saint Messalina. Become the flame to scour these stones clean of heresy and corruption. Keep moving!
Yeah, she's definitely a sister in battle.
Hold the Emperor close in
I
your
still think
heart
there
and
should be a
defeat the
sisters class that
Enclave
comes
of
in.
Barros Skyling.
I think a sisters class would be amazing.
Down runts. Just that
There we are. Now I'm feeling better about life. Nice. I built. You can't wait for an AdMech class. I think that's gonna happen. It's gotta happen. I think we get a Skitari class or something. I think that'd be amazing. Oh, Russ went after the wrong target. Oh well. It's gonna be a day off work for you. Oh, dude. I mean, yeah, it'll be amazing. I think it'll be a fantastic class. I have a feeling if we get one, I hope we do. I really do. I think a Skitari class would be freaking awesome. I think a Skitari class would be fantastic. If we do, I hope it's themed around like hyper marksmanship, with like a Davidic rifle or something. I think that'd be awesome. I'd also love to see like a Mechadendrite subclass. You know, the 3 different skill trees. Maybe like you could have Mechadendrite that you can specialize, like maybe one's for healing or like armor regeneration or something. I think that'd be really cool. I think that'd be amazing, honestly. Oh, I'm out. Oh, there we go. I'm not out of ammo. I thought I was.
Shotgunner!
It's just so cool running around with a fucking shield and a big ass revolver.
Don't show it, Quilla!
The Arbitrator was actually a lot of cool. I really like RBDs. We've got a lot of RBDs content. I think GW had an anniversary for the RBDs being introduced into the or something, which is cool. I really do hope we get an admin class. It's the one class I've always said I wanted. I still think a Sisters one would be pretty cool, personally. What's another good class I'd like to see added to this game? You want there to be a blitz ability that summons the servo skull with a machine gun? Oh, that'd be dope.
Stick that up your legs!
Oh, we already have like a companion. I mean, why wouldn't why not just go full bore and make like a servitor skull companion for the class?
The heretics have raised the bridge. We must undo their work.
Russ. Reload. Got it. I think that'd be a lot of fun. A customizable servo skull that you could have with you, like a companion, like their meaty cyber mastiff, would be really cool if you ask me. I think that'd be awesome. What other like? Trying to think here. What would be other really cool classes? I'd like to see something like. I think that you just route that into veteran. I was gonna say I'd like to see like a Navy breacher or something, but then you can just make that a veteran. So I don't know. I don't know what other classes do you think that they would add other than AdMech or like a sisters class that you'd like to see. I did not pick it up.
Briefly, Sergeant. What's for firebombs? Misappropriation of ammunition. Mandated edict. Bullet shield.
I didn't see your name on it.
You know, yeah, I doubt we'd see it too. But to be fair, like, the problem is we'd need like a lower Eldari. Eldar are so far above regular standard humans that I can kind of see that being a bit of an issue. You know, because like we're supposed to be just regular people, but it would be really cool to see. They say they'll never do it, and I understand it, but like a Ratling would be really cool to see. The problem is that they've said before that they designed a lot of the levels to be seen from those two perspectives of being like Ogryn and human. And that they won't do a third perspective because there's not a lot of the levels are built with that scale in mind. But it would be cool to see because they have had, you know, I don't have my charge back yet. They have had like that kind of smaller perspective in the past with Barden and Vermintide, which was really cool.
Find me. Somebody came.
Ah, damn. He got me. I was trying to run away.
Just help me.
I'm trying to make some progress on my Night Ruinator, but I can't quite figure out how to attach missile pods. Oh, and I got freaking trappered immediately. You know, I don't know. I don't know where you'd be able to put the missile pod launchers on a Ruinator. If you had like stuff like green stuff, I'd say you could make like a fleshy outgrowth somewhere on it, which would be probably an easy way of getting around that very problem. But, I'm not a great sculptor. As you've seen me on stream with Milliput, it's not my usual go-to. So, I don't know. I wish I could help you with that. Apparently there's an Eldari ship tailing the Morningstar. Really? I didn't see that. Sorry, message. Herb, I'm sorry. But I didn't know that. That's interesting. You know what? There's a chance. There's a chance if they could like, because like the Inquisition as a whole does work with Xenos. It does happen. There are Inquisitors who have like orc bodyguards, for example. So it could happen. I can see it eventually. It's just how would they implement the Eldari. It would be interesting to see something like, you know, here's something that could happen. I don't think it will on the scale of likelihood. I put it pretty low, but to stay in line with the power scaling in Darktide, I could see them doing something like a Fire Warrior or something Tau related. Likeliness, not high, I have to admit. Not a very likely outcome, but it would be interesting to see. and it would be in line with the philosophy that they've had from the power scaling. Man, it's got like a bathroom bunch. You see this shit?
Kill! Your attention, block fodder!
Clear. March on in the
Yeah.
entrance.
Oh, I didn't get him. I thought I got him. He beat me to it. I was about to be really impressed. They've hinted that Grendel has worked with them in the past. Yeah, well, that's the like a lot of rogue traders and inquisitorial agents do work with Xenos quite a bit. Now, I don't think, obviously, I don't think they're a rogue trader here, but like it has happened in the past, and like we have the new game coming out. I think coming out, and it'll be out eventually. Dark Heresy, which looks like a lot of fun. They have a Crute, I believe, in it as well, and it's just, you know, like you have to do what you have to do to violate the tenets of the Imperium in order to keep the Imperium from, like, an Inquisitor as a rogue trader. So, I could see them doing something like that. It's just how would they go about implementing it? Because, you know, like I said, a normal Eldar is so far above a normal human, but it's possible. Like, there could be I don't know, we could get like a Voidfarer class that's people, like agents who use Xenos tech and live in space. I could see that. Reload? Come on.
You have a chance to prove your own.
Oh, damn. Okay. Well, that was interesting.
Come back. Chase them down.
Got him.
Flush them out. Cannot reload. No ammo.
Oh, I'm out of ammo. At least they have the ammo pack, but I'm gonna wait for other people to be low on ammo too. I jumped instead of dashed to the side. I'm an idiot.
Kill that Texas minority 105.
Oh, wow. Just straight up hit him in the face with a rock. Oh.
The Archivum is not on
Anything over here?
target this
Okay.
day. Hold to our task.
Does not look like it.
I will keep fighting. Now hear this, block fodder.
There we go. That's actually probably one of the more interesting facets of the lore for me, is that there are people like in the universe of 40K that violate the tenets of the Imperium to save the Imperium. Like, I can't remember, I wish I could remember who it was. There is a named rogue trader who has an orc bodyguard, and I just think that's really cool. Wish I could remember who it was, though, because there is a specific character. And I know, like, the Inquisition has worked with Eldar a lot in the past. Mostly it's craft world, because they're uniting against, like, chaos and such, but it is still, like a rather interesting facet of the lore that you just don't get to see very much in the standard 40k.
The old grid is impressive.
Nothing like fighting alongside an Ogren, where everyone's dead the second you turn around to hit somebody.
Sonorous blow and well delivered.
That's probably what I should do next, is probably start actually working on my Ogren or something.
Medication. Make it so.
Oh, jeez.
Major Judge.
Reload. I think Inquisitor Grendel could be a bit Xenos himself. I think Inquisitor Grendel has committed a lot of heresy, and he's essentially just turned himself into the closest thing a human can become to an abominable intelligence person. Like there's it heavily implies he's a part of this ship, because you have the engine seer who works underneath Hadron. I forget his name. The one who talks like this all the time. He's been working very closely with Grendel, and whatever is going on is taking a ton of power on the ship, so much so that other systems are going offline because of it, and we're not entirely certain what that is. So, sure seems that way. Yeah, there's Grendel is what's the lady's name who owns the ship? Margrave, something like that. I can't remember. I think it's Lady Margrave. She's like the great-granddaughter of Grendel, who's still alive. And she's never, I think she's met Grendel, but it's only been a couple of times, apparently, and it's very much shrouded in secrecy.
Suffer not the mutant.
Oh, jeez.
March across the bridge of many marches. Destiny awaits.
Brahms, thank you. It's Brahms. Oh, where am I getting Margrave from? But she's only met Grendel a couple of times, and she's his like great-granddaughter. Now I get it, you have, you know, rejuvenation treatments and whatnot that keep people alive, but they're only effective for so long, and Brahms has already gone through several herself. She's not a young chicken anymore. So I don't know.
The Aegis station shall be ours again.
Actually, Rannick, now I could be wrong, but my understanding was Rannick's never actually met Grendel. Rannick just works for Grendel. I don't know if that's true. Maybe I'm making that up, but I was under the impression he never met Grendel. He only receives his orders through like other parties. Maybe that was when he first met. I am missing every shot. Maybe that was when he first like got on board the ship or something. I mean, that's what I'm thinking of. Russ, can you please go kill the gunner now? I have marked him. That is a no. I must have changed my build, because I'm used to marking enemies and having my dog just go straight after them.
Fucking do it. I'll bring that up here.
Okay, enemy already killed me.
Deploying.
Yeah, I don't know. I could be wrong. I could be thinking of like lore when you first got on board the Morningstar or something. So like it's entirely possible we are both correct in some form. We'll see. But yeah, that was just my understanding. Then you have whatever's going on with Karnak. They're hinting at a large amount of the story in this game, which is great. The problem is the story is stagnated for so long, and it's only really just now getting to a point. I don't know if that was just because Fat Shark was focusing on getting the game into a good state, or if it was an issue of like this. Fat Shark's always had a relatively slow development cycle when it comes to updates and content for their games, which, you know, again, I'd rather them focus on quality than quantity, so I'm not going to judge them for this. But I don't know. Oh, I got a double tag? Okay. It's been a long time. See, you know what? This is why I love you, Herb. Because it's been so long since I've played consistently that, thank you. Yep, that's already way better. Hope they can deliver. The pieces are there. Yes. Well, well, they have. Is it Dan Abnett that's actually writing the story for Darktide? And Tertium is his creation, and all the factions involved and characters involved that they're from him. I think it's Dan Abnett, and Dan Abnett is a fantastic author. Truly, just a fantastic author when it comes to 40K. There's not a single story of his I'm not a fan of. So, I'm in. I think that's a great, like, they'll get there for sure. It's just what time frame will they get there? And I have a sneaking suspicion what's going to happen here is they're going to deliver it, but we're still going to leave a lot of pieces on the board that will, like, never be answered, because it's one of those things of the mystery is always better than the answer. So they're going to leave a lot of threads unfinished on purpose, which could lead to a sequel or could lead to a book. Dan Abnett's kind of a masterclass at doing that kind of thing as well. So we could see. We'll probably see a lot of good story elements here. I doubt we'll ever get a full answer about Grendel, or if we do get a full answer about Grendel, he'll probably either become, I don't know, like a villainous character, or something like that. But it really does seem to be like just a really like solid concept. I really do just love the idea that the story of this universe kind of takes place in when it comes to the Darktide sector of 40K. It just is so good. I have to admit, it's probably because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, I feel better. I'm going to swap characters now. It's probably very much to do with. We'll run my Zealot. You'll see a common theme with my core classes, by the way. My favorite guard regiment that GW ever had models for was the Vestroyan Firstborn. So every single, like my Veteran, my Zealot, my Psyker, and my Ogren are all Vestroyan, which I think looks really cool. What was I saying? I lost my train of thought there. Oh, the Arbitrator. The Arbitrator, of all of the characters, the Arbitrator... Nice. Another Vistra. Look! We're exact opposites. He's blue and white, and I'm red and black. That's funny. The Arbitrator class kind of came out of nowhere, and it doesn't seem to naturally fit with the story and the direction that they were planning on going with. And I found out that the reason for that very simple inconsistency is purely because that GW wanted the Arbitrator to be included because they were doing an Arbitrator or RBD's content across the board, across Warhammer for some, I think it was an anniversary. So they added the Arbitrator, which is great, but the Hive Scum really seems to fit, which is like native like agents within it. They are already hinting at another class. People have found files in data mining. There's another class in the game. I wish I remembered the code name for it. I'll have to do some research on that later, but there is another class that they've been working on, excuse me, that is somewhat interesting to me. So I'd like to see where that kind of fits into the whole thing, because depending on where they go with it, we could see a pretty major expansion to the story. I mean, we already have Zola's, Zola's brother was leading the Mobian 6, Captain Wolfer, who's still around. We also have Rinda Karnak, who's being brought back. I always figured it was to cater to the Helldiver crowd. Well, no, I could see that. I could see you lean in that direction. But yeah, no, it was something like GW made a mandate. That's why we had RBD's expansions for Rogue Trader. We had an RBD's expansion for Darktide. There was something that they were doing mini-wise. And then, of course, what was so funny, and this is what made me go, like, there must be some connection. Helldivers had their like law enforcer update, which is very heavily themed off of like RoboCop. So you had all of these things dropping at the same time. I thought maybe it was some sort of like RoboCop anniversary that they were like paying homage to, and it turns out now GW said that they wanted basically to do something, I think, because there was like an anniversary for the RBDs, which is cool. I like the RBDs. I think they're really neat, but yeah, I think whatever they do for the next class is really bring the story forward quite a bit. I forget what it was called though. It's driving me nuts. Oh, need to reload. I just love the idea of being part of like a war band for Inquisitor who can attach themselves to existing like war fronts. Now, of course, this is actually now the other way around, because the Inquisitor in this instance came to Tertium because Tertium is already experiencing something. We don't still understand what Grendel's plan is when it came to Tertium. He's here, but the question is, what is he wanting to do on Tertium? I mean, obviously, I don't think he's a member of the Adeptus Hereticus. He might be a member of the Adeptus Hereticus, but I was pretty sure, not the Adeptus, the Ordo Hereticus. It could be Ordo Hereticus or Ordo Malleus, I'm not sure, but I didn't think he was a part of either of them. So he's kind of just attached himself to one of these. Yeah, but now we have like the 53rd, which has shown up, which is really cool, which is now in charge of the Auric missions, and was it Commissar Decane or whatever? She seems like a rather interesting character. Skulls for the Golden Throne always makes me think like, oh, we're just straight up a corn worshiper pretending to be an Imperial worshiper.
The criminal is gone. Criminal!
Thanks, Bear. Good job.
Med terminal.
You're almost done.
What can you drink down there?
There we are.
Come to a stop. Start up again.
Axes are just fun. God, the music just goes so hard. Yeah, I'd like to see at the end of the day, when it comes to the story of this game, I'd love to see what Grendel's plan is. What is Grendel doing here? Why is Grendel doing the things that Grendel's doing? I'd love to see that part of the story. Also, I want to know what Admonition's been up to. Like, I feel like they've been trying to summon a Great Unclean One by possessing what is Rinda Karnak's brother? I can never remember. Anyway, the other twin. Clearly, they wanted to do some sort of dark summoning on his corpse, and I think they wanted to have a Great Unclean One possess him, which would have been cool. But why? Like, Admonition's just such a mystery, and how did they get themselves embedded into the Mobian Sixth? I mean, obviously they both worship Nurgle, but the question is, like, why? Also, the Mobian Sixth must be, like, a pretty large regiment for the amount of soldiers that they have. I think the World Eaters' warcry started as blood for the Primarch, skulls for the Golden Throne before Khorne got to them. You know, I could see that. One of my favorite bits of lore. Ow! One of my favorite bits of lore for the World Eaters is before Angron showed up, and Angron took over and turned the Legion to what we have now with the World Eaters. Was them as the War Dogs. One of the coolest bits of lore for them, in my humble opinion, is the War Dogs as a legion. Right? They were hyper destructive. They pretty much like completely demolished every planet they conquered. But what was fascinating about it is, one, they were actually rather well like organized, but they have a very decentralized or what they call a lateral command structure. Basically, where like they have officers, but there's not like a rigid command structure where like the captain commands an entire company. It was much more like every brother has a voice kind of thing. But also that the War Dogs, they never screamed and they never reveled in the bloodshed that they caused. Right? There were like there were accounts on worlds that they've conquered where instead of like sprinting into battle like you'd expect a World Eaters Legion to do so and just like reveling in the slaughter, they would never sprint. They would casually walk, and they would never scream out. They would like be silent as they're slaughtering basically an entire world. And you know, it seems really odd, but in the short story with Angron when he was a kid, there's like he gets to this gladiatorial arena and there's a pyramid in the center and a whole bunch of other people are there, and basically like the floor starts filling with acid, right? And what happens is the acid starts to slowly rise, and so people are like having to fight to stay on this pyramid, and he's seeing people like throwing people into the pit of acid and watching them scream in pain. And what Angron would do is before he threw them into the lake of acid, he would break their necks and kill them instantly, and then throw them into the lake of acid to kind of stay alive on the pyramid. And of course, Angron being a Primarch, he's obviously wins and survives and is the last man standing on this pyramid. But like he had such empathy for the people that were dying around him that he would kill them to end their suffering long before they like had to endure great pain. And the War Dogs were the exact same way. They would hit to kill. Every single hit was like a precision strike to slaughter somebody. To slaughter somebody immediately, so they didn't suffer in pain. And so like you'd see them like marching through and destroying cities, but anybody who wouldn't fight, they wouldn't kill, and anybody who resisted them, they would kill instantly, and basically in a way that would give them the least amount of pain possible. So like it's this weird way of like working with empathy, where they really feel for the people that they're fighting for, to the point where they make sure that they don't die needlessly and painfully, which I thought was always really cool about the War Dogs. You're loving these lore drops. I don't know much about Warhammer besides the game. Oh man, I call myself the Autistic Wizard because I love getting into like the history of the universe. I love learning about lore. That's how I ground myself in a world. So when I come up with like my own homebrewed stuff, or like I have a custom night house I've been working on when I build my models and whatnot, what I love to like ground myself in the lore so I can make myself a part of that same universe. And what I love about it, you know, is like I love learning as much as I can because it fascinates me. So I've been in the universe of 40K for years. I've been 20 plus years in the hobby when it comes to like the lore, and I loved learning about them. Funnily enough, like when I decided I was like, oh, I'm going to be a part of the universe, I want to get into Warhammer and start building an army, I wanted to figure out which army do I want to build, and at the time it was obviously Space Marines, because Space Marines are the best. I say that now I'm a huge Imperial Knights fan, but what I love about about the whole like origin story for me in this is I pulled up the old wiki, right, and I just poured through the wiki and read almost every single entry of Space Marines in it, and there are, at the time, there's like 1,000+ chapters. Now, most of them were like 3 or 4 sentences most, and then there was like the big ones had obviously a ton of lore to them. And I went through every single one, and I narrowed it down to 3 based purely off of name and vibe alone. I had the Red Templars, the Black Templars, and the Space Marines. And I started reading through them, and the Red Templars had like 2 sentences about them, and that was it. We didn't know, at the time, we didn't know what Primarch they were from, we didn't know what like special thing they had about them. All I knew is that like they liked riding bikes, and their symbol was a fleur-de-lis. Yo, Wizard, how you doing this morning? This fine morning? I'm doing pretty good. I'm pretty good. Luke, thank you for asking. It's my like 3rd game of the day, and I'm a little sleepy, but other than that, I'm doing great. Thank you for asking. So I did the Red Templars, and they only had the fleur-de-lis and like 2 sentences about them. They liked motorcycles essentially, and that was it. Oh, okay. Then I did the Black Templars, and I read all about them, and I read about the Space Wolves, and I read all about them, and I found one sentence about the Space Wolves that made me go, these guys are cool, and it was that they couldn't have successor chapters. Every attempt to make a successor chapter failed, so they were allowed to have over 1,000 Space Marines in their Space Marine chapter because they couldn't have successors, and I always thought that was really cool. And I was like, you know what, these guys are my boys, and I've been about them ever since. The Black Templars at the time, they were more than 1,000 Space Marines, but they were hiding it from the Inquisition by like having multiple fleets across the entire galaxy, so they could keep track of how many they had at any given time. But the Space Wolves won it over. And ever since then, I've just been super deep into the lore. That is the longest-winded story of telling you how I got into this, so hopefully I didn't bore you too much. But yeah. I just love the scale of Hive Cities. This is really cool. I love the level design with the brick and the hyper-industrial look. This is just really cool looking.
Data interrogation proceeding.
I hate braced weapons. Oh, I got a red one. I thought I killed him. All right. Yeah, this industrial look is really cool. I already did. I'm just swinging my axe. Swing my axe at this point. Gilman did intentionally put loopholes in the codex to let chapters have more than 1K Marines. Yeah, yes, he did. What's funny about that is the reason he did that was there was almost a second Civil War just at the... What game am I playing, Luke? I am playing Darktide, by the way. Warhammer 40K Darktide. The reason he wrote those loopholes in was to prevent a second Civil War. Because, well, the Lion wasn't a part of that conversation because he had already... took a big 10,000-year-long nap. But Russ was against it. the Lion would have been against it, and Dorn was against it initially, and there was like threats of going to battle with one another because they didn't like Gilligan's idea of Codex Astartes and breaking it into chapters. And to the point like Russ threatened him at one point in time directly. So the Space Wolves were given special consideration because they could not make any. Warhammer Darktide is the best co-op horde shooter in your humble opinion. Mechanically, I have to agree with you there. My favorite one of all time is still Vermintide 2. But the mechanics of Vermintide 2 aren't... They've aged. Let's just say that. It looks really fun. It is a lot of fun. If you love Warhammer and you just want to get involved in the world of Warhammer for a little while and see something from the scale of an average person, this game is fantastic. There's a mission, I think we'll get it later because I will have to show you guys. That's super cool because they have just an entire... The music is really good. They have an entire, like, what is it, a broadsword class cruiser hanging by chains inside of that hive city. Like the ship on this background that you saw just for a second there, that's a broadsword class cruiser, I'm pretty sure. And they have one of those hanging inside one of the caverns inside the hive city. Yeah, the music is awesome. The Medicaid servers do have some really depressing voice lines in that game. Well, to be fair, yes, but also because servitors are just depressing.
Tell me,
like, servitors are really sad. Oh man. You know, I've skipped the story, so I'll show you something rather interesting. So this character right here,
I bet there's something near
I'm going to spoil the story. There's not this much story to spoil here. This character ultimately is a traitor, and your character and this character are like are under investigation on which one of you is the traitor. This person's a traitor, right? So this character right here, normal person. Let me just real quick. We're going to change operatives. Yep, sorry, it's going to take just a second. That's a really big ship, by the way. I just love like the aesthetic of the Imperium is so cool. I love Stolas so much, and I love you too, Luna. But both of you were wrong about Chaos is better. Alright, go over here real fast. This is the same character. This is the same person. They have been forcibly turned into a servitor. She's still alive in there somewhere. But now she is a robot servitor that's designed to serve the Imperium of Man in penance for
your choices in life,
for her decisions.
The path ahead.
Oh, they're very much still aware. There's I don't want to spoil too much because I do want to do some more Rogue Trader at some point on the stream with Space Pope, which was a lot of fun, and I do want to get back to Space Pope, but they are absolutely still aware of what's going on. Like they're locked deep inside their own brain. It's just they can't control their bodies anymore, so they still feel pain. They still feel their emotions. They're just, it's like being perpetually drunk or like under anesthesia. Like it's kind of like a fugue state. That's what she gets for committing such heresy. I agree with you. Listen, if you're gonna go like against the God Emperor and his teachings like that, like you get what you deserve. Alrighty, it is time to get. First off, yes, I'm going to acquire this.
Do you require further
now,
assistance?
Alright, it's not the best roll. I don't need it to be the best roll because I wish the textures would load on my armor. It's annoying. Cosmetic time. That's interesting. None of the textures are loading. Why is this happening? That's fine. Alright. We're gonna out-level it, I know. But that's okay. There's one voice line that leads, I feel pieces of my mind floating away. Yeah. Like I said, the servitors are just depressing. Oh, I don't need to sacrifice. I want to sacrifice. I want to entreat. Consecrate.
Interesting. And what do we have here?
We're gonna replus. I can't. Wait a minute. By the way, sorry for leaving so abruptly yesterday. Your internet cut out. Luke, you're fine, brother, man. Listen, I'm not gonna hold anything against you, dude. You do whatever you want to do, my guy. And if your internet cuts out like that, I'm not gonna be upset with you by any stretch of the imagination. Yeah, so I need Flesh Terror and Lacerate. That's what I thought.
Many heroes have borne your arms before you. Others will do so after your passing.
Yeah.
Splendid.
Unacceptable, Luke. That's funny. Am I finally getting my textures loaded? Ah, finally. There I am in my Vostroyan Zealot glory. Sounds of loading bolter gun. That's funny. Okay, do I have any of these? I don't. Okay, good. Good. Okay, now which one of you las pistol? Okay, we're good then. I don't understand. Why it says I still have masteries. It must be weapons I haven't unlocked here. Yeah. Oh, absolutely. I'm not going to blame anybody for something they can't control. Yeah. Okay. Alrighty. Let's keep leveling up my Zealot. What do you guys say? Yeah, what I love about these missions in the level design is that these level designs really do just capture how grand the scale of 40K really is. There's a mission in the very first Warhammer Vermintide game that sticks with me. There's literally like a massive stone bridge, and on these pillars that support the stone bridge, there's a town, like a shanty town that's been constructed. If we get some good skyboxes on this mission, and I think we do, I will show you guys what I'm talking about. It's got such a good, such a good design.
As you can see, everything in the car is falling apart.
Also flamethrowers. Alrighty. No, they did a good job. You like how the new map feels like a tabletop layout? Is that the one with the trenches? Because yes, I love it. Nope, missed him. That's embarrassing.
Strongest faith will shake of its foundations behind. Ambushed by the God Emperor. Winds of sand.
God, I love combat knives. That little audio cue up when you know someone's about to attack you from behind is so good. Because you don't have that in Vermintide 2. But Vermintide 2 is so good. But it might just be my favorite fantasy race of all time talking, because I love me a good dwarf.
Harky, stairs!
Okay, this is your way into the hub. You've got incoming. Stand your ground.
Alrighty. Now we just gotta hold out for an elevator. Now I can stand in my own fire like a boss. Let's do it. I love the Zealot class is so good. I remember, now it wasn't on like high difficulties or anything. It's been a while, but I remember like being able to take down Demon Host pretty easily because of the Zealot ability of like basically let the power of the Emperor compel you with your icon, which honestly is to me is a game changer. Being able to shut down enemies like mid-charge and everything is so good.
Unprofessional but sufficient. Killing comes easily to those of faith.
Killing comes easily to those of faith. That's a line.
Immolation grenade.
I did not expect to see you live when I'm home for work. You know, here's the thing. I wasn't expecting to be live either, but I was like, hey, I was going to play a little Darktide today anyway. I thought I'd hop on for at least a little while and do some streaming for anybody who happens to be online. So, hello, Miri. Welcome to the stream. I'm also off work today. Today is my Sunday.
Wasn't so long ago that I was living around here. Let the past stay where it is.
See, I just look at this. I mean, look how big this is. This is just a massive open cavern in the middle of a hive city. No, I'm not going to take that actually. Hey, Scum, I'm going to save this last part of the Medicaid for you.
Medicaid station.
There we go. Alrighty. There we go. I love me some Zealot. I gotta level up the Zealot. The Zealot on the Xbox was my best class by far. I wish I could have transferred my Xbox stuff over to PC, but unfortunately, there's no way of doing that, and I'm not paying Microsoft any money on Game Pass in order to play on my Xbox stuff. So. Jesus. Time to make your best class on PC? Yes, Miri, that is the plan. I'm actually working on leveling up. My highest level class right now is the Arbinis class. Mostly because I love the Cyber Dog, and it's a lot of fun. My second highest class right now is the other DLC class, the Hive Scum, which is also a lot of fun. But I haven't got him leveled up just yet, and I got a little frustrated earlier, so I decided to stop on him for a bit. But I'm going to work on my Zealot today. I was going to work on my Hive Scum some more later, and then hopefully I might even get started on my Ogren. My Ogren is level 1 still. I haven't even touched him yet. I've just made him. There we are. Man, does anyone know anything about the Destroying Firstborn in terms of a regiment? I know people like just talk about lore in general, but if you guys already know anything about them, then I might just like refine my knowledge, but I can just start talking about it in general sense. But they are perhaps my favorite guard regiment. Also not very good at swapping weapons on PC just yet. I've only been playing with mouse and keyboard now for the better part of 10 years, but I'm still not good at swapping weapons.
The path leads down. No sense in waiting, eh? We've got trouble.
Well, okay. I'll just get started then. The Vestrian Firstborn are perhaps my favorite guard regiment. I know everybody's a huge fan of the Death Corps of Krieg, and for good reason. Death Corps of Krieg are really good. Who doesn't love a good Krieger? But I like to think of the Vestrian Firstborn are basically like the good guy versions of Kriegs. And when I say that, I mean not like I think Kriegs are bad by any stretch, but the Kriegs, you know, they fought a civil war on their planet because their planet tried to go to not heresy, but like they tried to basically declare themselves independent from the Imperium, and the Imperium ordered the. We're watching you for pro gameplay, Luke. Do not lie to me. I suck at this. You're so much better, but I have too much time on controller. That's exactly how I feel. I just slashed at a corpse. I've spent many years on a controller. Of course, lobotomized wall dock is the med station of 40k. Exactly. But yeah, so the Krieg, they fought a civil war, and the Loyalists, which are, I believe it's, the planet is named after the Loyalist colonel that nuked the planet, but basically a Loyalist commander, you know, he's like, alright, well, I'm not going to let these guys... Oh, you're better than I would be? That's fair. I just tried to attack the air because I misjudged my slide. Did you see that? Pro gameplay. But basically, they nuked the planet. The entire people like live underneath the surface of the world, and the Imperium thought the Kriegs were dead. Like they thought the world was completely destroyed. Turns out, like the Loyalists and the Separatists had fled underground, and what they had to do was sorry. They were fighting a tunnel war, basically. They were fighting a war underground. So the Kriegs, like, they ended up, like, cloning themselves, essentially, to stay alive and create soldiers to fight. So they have, like, clone troopers, essentially. And they all believe, now that they've won the war, that they have to repent for the fact that the world was destroyed and that they almost separated from the Imperium of Man. So they're going out to die in penance. Well, the Vestroians have a very similar story, believe it or not. The world of Vostria, or Vestroia, I guess I should say, they basically stayed neutral during a large portion of the Horus Heresy. They didn't know which side to support because they didn't know which side was the loyalists and which side were like fighting for evil and the Imperium and all of this. So they stayed neutral for the vast majority of the Horus Heresy. Well, they basically were told like they have to go on penance for this. They did not support the Emperor during the critical portions and the beginning stages of the Horus Heresy, so they have to pay penance for this. Now, Vostria is a... Sorry, Vestroia. I forgot that they actually have a correct pronunciation. I've read it as Vostria for my whole life. Vestroia, they basically have to tithe the firstborn son of every family on Vestroia, and Vestroia is also an armory world. So they are basically a forge world that, well, they're not under the Mechanicus, but they basically make master-crafted weapons, which is why, even though the texture's not loading on it, like all the weapons are like got brass or gold plating and a lot of woods because they're all master-craft weapons and weaponsmiths. So the firstborn son of every family is sent to a guard regiment that they've created for the planet that they send to Terra, or the Adeptus Munitorum, to defend the Imperium however they can, right? So which is why the name the Vestroian Firstborn. They are based off of Imperial Russia, which is really cool in my opinion. So you have like the Valhallan Ice Warriors are probably based off of like communist Russian troops in World War II, but the Vestroians are based off of Imperial Russia, so World War I Russia. And then you have the Kriegs, which are based off of World War I Germany. So you can kind of see where that they kind of similarities fall into play here. But they believe that their planet needs to serve penance for their crimes against the Emperor as well during the Horus Heresy. And so the Vestroian Firstborn are sent to bring redemption to the world of Vestroia. And that's where the regiment comes from. And everyone always talks about how great the Kriegs are, and I love the Kriegs, but I think the Vestroian Firstborn and the Death Corps of Kriegs are very similar, to the point where they, in my eyes, they're basically sister regiments. And so I feel like the Vestroians, they deserve some good love. A few years ago, from a model range, they actually resold the old Vestroian metal models very briefly around Christmas. I want to say Christmas of 2019, I think? It was a few years ago. And they've like permanently retired those models, and they've gotten rid of the molds to make them so they can't make any more now. Which is a shame. But everyone was talking about how they were pissed off about how the steel, like the Armageddon Steel Legion, they didn't get models, but they're going back to Armageddon, and they've kind of like really diminished the role that I think we beat the boss way faster than the game was expecting us to. Basically, like, you know, like we're going back with the Steel Legion aren't there anymore, and like Games Workshop has basically killed off a vast majority of the Steel Legion. And I feel like they've done the same thing with the Vestroians, unfortunately. And that's where, like, I'm upset about the Vestroians not getting their just desserts. But we got the Armageddon Steel Legion coming back, which is good. So maybe in the near future, like in the next 5 years, I could see a kill team of the Vestroians. Is it just me? Is it just me that has problems to understand Wizard when the action's going on? Oh... Well, I've turned the volume down. Is it my volume that's the problem? Am I too quiet still? Also, the problem is I'm having to talk and do stuff, and I'm also fairly tired still, so it could just be me. Stop talking in mid-sentence like I just did.
It seems that for once, dear Augustine did not exaggerate. There's one arch-heretic fewer...
Watch this. Screw off, Rannick. He Wizard, before you start the next match, can you look at the Discord and tell me what you think of my night paint jobs? Of course, Luke. Absolutely. You are a bit quieter than the game. Let me fix that real fast. I've been trying to balance it. I'm not using my normal microphone, which is part of the problem. mostly because it would be in my face the entire time. So let me go back and rebalance some of the volume stuff. Okay, I've lowered the game volume down, so hopefully that helps. And I've got my mic pretty much right up against my face, so hopefully that helps as well. So we'll see there. All right, you want me to check out the night. So let's look at... I'm assuming you posted it in Mini Showcase. Oh, wow. Let's see here. That's a very nice looking Knight Paladin. I love the grime. I think you've done a great job making it look really dirty and nasty in a good way. Like, that looks really good. Good defender there. Is that another Knight Paladin, but with the... Yeah, that looks really good. Fender paint job looks really... Yeah, these are nice. You should be proud of these. They're really good. All right. Yeah, I see a Cerastus. I have to look at the Lancer. Oh, wow. That looks really solid. Got some grime and what looks like some weathering and battle damage. Yeah, this looks really good. You should be proud of these. These are nice. These are real nice. Nice. I like the green that you've got going on the Plasma Decimator with the Castellan here and the eye in the center with the bright red. Yeah, these look really good. You should be proud of those for sure. Luke, those are nice. Those are really good. I also checked out Miri's yesterday. Miri's got the Moirax there with the Volkite, and then she said that she made this banner out of green stuff, which I think looks really, really good too. Well done. Well done. Those are really, really nice. You guys should be proud of yourselves. That's really good. Go back over here real quick. You magnetized him. You also put Lego ball joints in his arms to give him extra posability. That's actually, that's really smart. I have to be honest. That's really smart. Well done, sir. It looks really good. It looks really, really good. You should be proud of yourself. Let's go Providence. Yeah, that's well done. All right, we're going to bump this up to Malice. Now things are going to get a little interesting. You're pissing me off, Luke, because now I've got to paint my knights, and I don't have anything painted yet. You're making a similar banner for your Ruinator, Luna? Well, that'll be awesome. Again, when you get it done, please feel free to post pictures. I love looking at you guys' minis. They're great for inspiration and everything, and I think they're great. So, I love to keep seeing you guys do some like great painting work. And honestly, if anyone ever feels self-conscious, you got to remember, if by putting paint on plastic, you're doing better than 90% of the people that are out there. And I mean that, like legitimately 90%. I don't even have paint on my knights yet. I've primed my Castellan, so in theory, you could say I've got some paint on plastic, but I haven't actually painted it yet. Later today. So I'm actually going to be going out to Guthrie. It's a town about an hour and a half away from me. I'm going to go hang out with my buddy Josh and spend some time with him today. We're going to do a co-stream together when he gets off work. I am going to be painting some more models today. I started painting yesterday. I started painting my blackout models I got in the mail. I'm working on a paint scheme. I'm actually quite pleased with the paint I've got so far on the fatigues. So. But I'm going to be doing that later today with JD from Sprue to Saga, so it'll be very exciting. So I'm very much looking forward to this. So if anyone's interested in watching me paint some more, and hopefully this time actually get the model on camera while painting. Oh yeah, so this is one of those like skyboxes. I think this is the mission exactly that I was trying to show you guys. But like, you've got some really cool like big buildings and very big industrial zone. I love the level design in Darktide. It's just so good.
If you're worried about something, I don't want to hear it.
You're on the ridge,
There we are. Ogren said, I delete. There we go. Warning, warning, warning. There's chaos in the chat. Have I tried the expedition game mode? I have not yet. I've heard it's a lot of fun. I want to. I'm trying to level up a lot of my classes. I kind of have an idea of how the gameplay loop works. I just wanted to get my characters to a point where I'm happy with the builds. But it looks like a lot of fun. I heard a pox burster, I thought.
Be the district sealed from without or within?
Okay. Rager fight was not what I wanted to be a part of. Oh, there was a pox burster. I was correct. Look out, Cam. Never mind.
Defend me, kindred. I can't die with my work undone.
I am not expendable, thank you very much.
That's so funny. I love the Scottish voice in this game. You must protect me, kindred. I can't die. I think somebody picked it up. Yeah. Alrighty. Somebody called me a sandwich slicer because I'm pretty sure I just made mincemeat out of those guys. There we go. I met my counterpart. A heretical flame, was zealotous flamethrower person. Reload. Oh no, I'm done. We're just gonna do that. Son of a bitch. Trying to swap weapons and I'm not paying attention.
Talk a good fight, don't you?
This is a waste of my unparalleled.
Socializing. Ready.
I think we'd all be happier with
I'm sorry.
more of your kind
I
of
feel
food.
bad for him. Good old servitors. There we are. He's fun. I need to get this class leveled up. I was able to shut down Demon Host is a lot of fun.
Not unexpected. Put your laser interrogator to work.
There we go. Everyone's here, so I'm going to go ahead and do this.
Here. Data inbound. Continue. Defend.
Lift these guys up. So servitors, they kind of do sometimes. It really depends, but most of the time they keep their minds. Like their minds are just locked inside their bodies. It's almost like being in a fugue state where they're slightly confused, but they still feel all the pain and they still have conscious thoughts. There's a quest in There's a quest in Rogue Trader, actually, that deals with this two quests in Rogue Trader that deal with this very issue. One of them is actually a really good side quest that deals with, like, being at a funeral for a former pirate who turned somebody into a servitor against their will and kept them around as a slave. But he purposely made sure that their mind stayed intact, but she just could not control her own body. And then there's another one where, like, all of the servitors on board your ship. Riding with the wrong hand on KB is not recommended. Fair enough. There's a minor, like, I even hesitate to call it a quest. It's more of like a situation where a lot of the servitors on board your ship are malfunctioning, and you find out, like, you can find out that they are still conscious, even though they technically shouldn't be. And you can actually, like, basically dismantle a servitor in front of them, and all the other ones become scared and start acting like normal servitors are supposed to. But anything that happens to their bodies, they still feel the pain. They still feel like something's wrong with them. Most of them are kept in, like, a dreamlike state where they're just locked inside their own memories. But yeah, it's rightfully messed up, and it is perfect for 40K. Oh, I dodged out of the way and got him trapped by a trapper. Oh no. Oh, that's the Tox bomber. This is the problem with leveling up these classes, is you can't get them to the build that you want, which makes them a bit of a slog to play. But if you don't get through the slog, you can't get through to the part that's actually fun for the classes. I might run a bolt pistol for a little while. That'd be kind of fun. The problem with the flamer is great, especially at higher levels, but right now it's just going to suck no matter what I do. because I'm so low level. You're right, Luna. 40K is full of a ton of messed up stuff. It's kind of what makes it fun. Like, 40K is not a universe I would ever want to visit. I love it. I love the universe of 40K. It is not a world I'd ever want to visit, if I could. I need 2 more levels at least. 3 more levels to get to that, which is really where the build, in my opinion, gets really, really good. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not really a huge fan of any of the capstones, but that's okay. I don't need to be.
Step back, right now.
Shut up, Clar. You have a stupid name.
Greetings.
Okay. It wouldn't be the same if it didn't have it. I agree with you. You have to keep the grimdark aesthetic. You have to keep the Imperium is a terrible place to live, because the Imperium is a terrible place to live. Like, somebody not that long ago, I was reading a post, and it was like that Helldivers does satire better than 40K, because in 40K you can understand why things are the way that they are. You can understand, like, the Imperium has to be the way that it is, because if it wasn't, then it would, you know, like, things would fall apart too fast, you know? Like, the Imperium has to suck. And it does. It does have to suck, unfortunately, you know? It has to have some degree of evil. The problem is, at least for me, the problem is you can't have a really good, like, satire where, like, things are obviously bad, because that's what they were talking about. Like, if you look at Helldivers, they're like, oh yeah, well, the reason the satire is better in Helldivers is because Helldivers satire is everything's clearly Super Earth's fault. You know, the automatons wouldn't be a massive threat if Super Earth wasn't trying to, you know, force their totalitarian way of life onto the cyborgs and the automatons. You wouldn't have that going on. You wouldn't, like, the Terminids in Helldivers, like, the reason they are the way they are, why they're attacking mankind, is because, again, Super Earth started it. They enslaved the race and harvesting their blood so they can make faster than light travel happen. The Illuminate, like, they were good guys, and Super Earth attacked them to steal their technology, and now they're trying to kill all of mankind because of it. Like that's like where the satire is obviously better. And I'm like, I don't think the, like, satire, there was a point to the satire, but, like, 40K is also pure escapism. Like, the universe is supposed to be self-contained, and it's not just supposed to be a satirical piece of work. Now, mind you, satire is good, and like, I like the satire that is in 40K, but it's not meant to be a satirical universe just on its own. Also, Japan has railguns. That's good to know. Listen, as long as it's not the French, I'm okay with it. As long as it's not the French, I'm okay with it.
Capacity restrict. Get your data interrogator in place, sharpish.
Oh shit. Great example of like this game doing the universe of 40K right. This is a bolt pistol, and it should break the wrist of every individual that throws it. And you feel the weight of every shot when you shoot the bolt pistol. And this is a bolt pistol designed for like humans. This isn't even like a Space Marine bolt pistol. Really? Ooh. Some French person is holding a baguette and transforms into a real gun. I'm pretty sure, Luke, that the French baguettes are their swords. You know, they don't rattle their sabers; they rattle their baguettes. Ooh. Oh, Jesus. I don't know why I started that stupid joke where I hate the French, but I've stuck with the bit for years. They give me a thinking of baguette lightsabers. I'm just trying to imagine what Star Wars would be like if everyone just had a French accent. No, Luke. I am your father. Join me and together we shall rule the galaxy as father and son. What I told you was the truth from a certain point of view, no? Although I think the hello there would probably be hello there. Although, legitimately thinking about it, I think a custom-made guard regiment that is inspired by the French Foreign Legion would probably be pretty dope. As much as I hate the French. Some German dubs have specific dialects. They just sound so funny to most other Germans because of it. I could, yeah. Well, it'd be like if he had like an English dub for Americans, and some of the dialects are like straight up just, you know, Alabama and Deep South instead. Oh, you are not my father. No, it is impossible. Or it is impossible. My favorite word in French, however, is the word incredible. Incroyable. Whoop. The French are hated because they did involve themselves in pretty much every war and were good at it. For a long time, they were very good at it. Now, of course, the meme is that they suck at it because of World War II, which is a shame. Because the French were a powerhouse, a very big military powerhouse for a long, long time. I mean, if you think about it, at the end, so a historic French regiment would make some sense in 40K. Oh, yeah, for sure. You could do so many. What is it? Duncan Rhodes on YouTube fame. He very, very, very famous painter in the Warhammer space. You know, for years he was the one that was in charge of all of GW's painting tutorials. In fact, they fired him because he was so good at his job and people liked him so much, which sounds weird, I know. But if you watch any GW painting tutorials now, they don't show the person who's doing the painting. They only ever show like hands and somebody painting with some narration over it, because Duncan Rhodes, for the longest time, he actually would Like, he was on camera and he would talk with people, and it would people were super endeared to him. And so they actually fired him, and they went with another artist, a female. I can't remember her name. She was really good at it too, and she was doing the narration and camera work, and her face was shown on camera, which. Hold on, getting a little dicey here. Holy crap. Okay, sorry about that. I gotta hold this here. One of the funniest thing I can imagine is French gas school. That's fair. What's going on here? I didn't hold it that long enough, apparently. Oh, my wife is calling me. Give me 1 second here.
Mic off.
Foxhound!
Mic on.
Alright, unfortunately, I'm going to have to cut this short after this game. I have to go pick up my wife. She's not doing so well and needs me to come get her from work. She doesn't think she can make it home on her own. So I will go pick her up after this. Hopefully she's okay. There we go. I think Gazgul is inspired by Margaret Thatcher. Why that got me so bad. Oh, it's so good. Oh, damn it, Luna. You can't do that to me with this big bad guys to fight. Oh, God. That's so good. Oh, shit. What was I saying? Oh, anyway, so Duncan Rhodes, great painter on YouTube. Basically, he made a video where he made a Napoleonic French guard regiment where he kit bashed the character together. What's funny about that is the recipe he did, not paint-wise, but like kit bash-wise, that he did for the gun on the character that he built, is the exact same thing I wanted to do for my homemade guard regiment I want to do. And so I felt like a little slighted, like, he stole my idea. But it's really good, and so he's done a Napoleonic one with like the tall furry cap and everything. It's really good. I'ma yeet that at my Sauce City friend. Yeah, you've got to. But yeah, I think a Napoleonic or a bunch of French inspired ones. I think a revolutionary French inspired one would be a great. I think a French Foreign Legion would be really good because they have a lot of World War I inspired regiments. They don't have a lot of French inspired regiments, let alone World War I French, which, I mean, to be fair, France was lethal in World War I. So was Canada, now that I think about it. Jesus. The Margaret Thatcher one still killed me. Oh, Jesus. Oh, well, I'm dead. What did we ever do? Canada was fucking lethal in World War One. Like, Canada, I think that's the first time that people were legitimately scared of Canada militarily. Which is great, because I remember, like, stories of them storming, like, full trenches by themselves and eradicating full, like, forces of Germans, and it was great stuff. But yeah, I just, like, I think it'd be really cool to see more. What I'd love to see, actually, now that we're kind of on the topic of the conversation, I'd love to see more, like, homebrew happening within 40K as a whole. And they seem to be embracing that a little bit, which is good. I think that's a good thing. It's ultimately a very good thing, is to have more, like, customization and homebrewing within 40K. They've kind of leaned away from it. They've kind of had this whole, if there's no force, if there's no models, there's no force kind of mentality with when it comes to 40K, which is, I think, a very reductive, like, a very reductive way of dealing with the hobby. You know, which is why they pissed off people with the Armageddon Steel Legion thing. Like, we went back to Armageddon. They've already primed us over the last, like, 4 editions. If there's no models, there's no force. So we're going back to Armageddon nuclear. They have to have Armageddon Steel Legion, and then they didn't, and they tried to pivot. We're like, oh, you can paint your Kriegs up as Armageddon Steel Legion, but, like, that goes back to the whole, like, homebrew thing that they've kind of been leaning away from for years. And if we're going back to, you know, if we're going to go back to the days of homebrew, we need to reintroduce rules for homebrew, because it used to be, like, in the 6th edition codex, I think it was, for guard specifically, there was like rules for homebrewing your own custom guard regiments. They had models called conscripts, which were, like, very minimalist models that you could do a lot to customize, and the scale for Warhammer was designed to fit with other models too, so you could really make your force look hyper unique if you really wanted to, which I think is cool. And if they're going back towards that whole homebrew mentality, I think that'd be great. And I'd love to see an entire sect of World War I inspired guard regiments within 40K. Like a World War I France, a French Foreign Legion. We already have Germany. I'd love to see a World War I England, a World War I America even. Like, I think, like, guard regiments inspired by the first, like, the Great War would be an amazing thing to see on the tabletop. And the aesthetic is just so cool, because it's like that mixture of modernity meeting, like, the old feudalistic imperial stylization of aesthetic, you know. And I think that's part of the reason why everyone loves the Kriegs, because World War I drip is just different, you know, and the Kriegs are just really freaking cool. Oh, I missed. Is he dead? I don't think... did we kill the sniper? I didn't see it. But yeah, I think that'd be really great to see World War I inspired regiments for all of, like, the major powers that were involved. The World War I Russia, which is just the Vestroyans, but I'd like to see the Vestroyans come back. I'd love to see, you know... I mean, I say Prussia, but let's be honest here. It's really, like, in terms of aesthetics, before I piss anybody off, it's really just World War I Germany. I know Prussia and Germany are not the exact same thing, so I'm not going to be that guy. I'm not going to be reductive. Miri, I'm looking at you. I'm trying to kill the Hive Ganger, and he's not even a member of Admonition. Nothing like shooting through a guy to hit another guy. Oh, that's what I was trying to get for shooting him instead of pushing him with my melee weapon. Oh well. I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there any like stylization of guard regiment you'd like to see? All right, let's get up here and kill this demon. Fuck you, demon in the sands. I'd like to see a regiment inspired by an Asian country. Okay. Is there a specific Asian country you think would be really nice? Like a World War II Japan would be really cool to see. I'd also like to see like an Imperial China would be really cool as well. Theoretically, actually, now that you mention it, if someone was so inclined, you could combine models of like Cadians and Cadian pieces and some like old world models with Grand Cathay and make a really convincing Imperial China guard regiment. That'd be really cool to see, actually. You know what, Luna? I think you're right. That'd be a really cool thing to see. Oh, I jumped instead of dashed. Like an idiot. Motherfucker. Yeah. I think that'd be really cool. Like a Grand Cathay kit bash with some like guard models would make some really kick-ass, like an Imperial China inspired guard regiment. That would be really cool. Now that you mention it. I keep trying to kill that hive scum because he's so pale. He looks like an admonition supporter every time. Let's go and reload. It's a waste of a bolted pistol, I know. Thought I heard a trapper behind me. I was like, oh my god. A Vietnam-inspired regiment that specializes in guerrilla tactics could be interesting. You know what? That would be rather interesting. Like inspired directly by the Viet Cong. That would be kind of cool. I think that would make a pretty interesting guard regiment. I also I'd love to see more colonial era guard regiments too. Like one of the guard regiments I want to build, it's a custom one. It's actually going to serve, I've talked about it before, it's going to serve my Imperial Knight House, is inspired by basically like a medieval kind of look. I guess the deepest inspiration would probably be the Empire from Warhammer the Old World. I hate calling it that because for me it's Warhammer Fantasy, but I've got like Tempestus Scion bodies I'm going to do. I'm going to cut off all the extra like antennas and clearly sci-fi inspired bits off of them. But I want to do that with the basically a musket kit bash out of the Gravitic rifle from the Skitarii Vanguard with the Kriegs inspired Las rifle. And then, of course, I'm going to do, like, steel helm heads from Warhammer Age of Sigmar and make it look like a medieval-inspired guard regiment. I even have ideas of how to kit bash, like, a steam tank with a Lehman Russ and a Rogal Dorn. And with the Cog Forts coming out, it's almost like GW was speaking to me, because I've been trying to find a way to make a Baneblade look medieval, and I can't do that, I don't think, with a... That's enter, not space, you dummy. I don't think I could do that with a steam tank. It's just too big of a model. But the Cog Forts, I could make a Baneblade look medieval using a Cog Fort, and I think that's exactly what I'm gonna do. So I'm very excited. I actually really do want to work on that. The problem is, in order to make a single squad of guardsmen, I need to use... I need weapons from 2 different kits. I need to order 2 boxes of Tempestus Scions, because they only come in squads of 5, not squads of 10. And that's a squad. Like, you can make blobs of 20, which is 2 boxes, like 2 squads of 10. That's that's 4 boxes of Tempestus Scions to make a full squad of 20 if I needed to. But I think it'll look really, really good. And I also want to go, like, super heavy on the cavalry side of things. So I'm actually really excited to get to working on that project. It's going to be an expensive project, and it's not something I'm going to do just for, like just to make a 2,000 point army for for competitive play. It's definitely going to be one of those things that I'm going to do mostly for just myself, and I think that'll be a lot of fun. And paint them up in the same colors I'm going to paint my Imperial Knight houses with, which I think would be really, really cool. But I'd love to see more colonial stuff. I'd love to see, like, what would a Revolutionary era inspired by the British, or, like, we already have Napoleon for the French, but, like, an American one also would be really freaking cool. I think it would be really nice to see something like that. Will we ever? I don't know. Maybe. It's possible. I'd still love to see something like that for guard regiments too. But the Asian one, I have to admit, Luna, that's a really, really good idea. You don't see a lot of Asian-inspired stuff when it comes to guard regiments, and I think you could do some really unique and interesting things with that. So, well done. Good thinking, because I haven't given any thought, unfortunately. Nice. Okay. I have got to go pick up my wife, so unfortunately, I have to cut it here. I will be streaming later today. This is more of a spur-of-the-moment surprise kind of thing, just so I can get in and do some gaming. And I was like, well, if I'm going to do that, I might as well stream for the community, which I'm so grateful you guys showed up for. I will be streaming later today. It's just going to take some time to get that set up, but I will... I'll talk to you guys later when that happens. I'll send a message in the Discord. Thank you all for tuning in. I've got to go pick up my wife, so I'm going to have to go ahead and bounce. So I know this is a little abrupt, and I do apologize for that. But we'll make it work. So, all right.